consider what is becoming when they talk with me, and look upon what I say as a law." To such a pitch of arrogance did he proceed, that when a soothsayer announced to him the unfavourable omen that the entrails of a victim offered for sacrifice were without a heart, he said, "The entrails will be more favourable when I please, and it ought not to be regarded as a prodigy that a beast should be found wanting a heart." But what brought upon him the greatest odium, and was thought an unpardonable insult, was his receiving the whole body of the conscript fathers sitting before the temple of Venus Genetrix, when they waited upon him with a number of decrees conferring on him the highest dignities. Some say that on his attempting to rise he was held down by Cornelius Balbus; others, that he did not attempt to rise at all, but frowned on Gaius Trebatius, who suggested to him that he should stand up to receive the Senate. This behaviour appeared the more intolerable in him, because when one of the tribunes of the people, Pontius Aquila, would not rise up to him as he passed by the tribune's seat during his triumph, he was so much offended that he cried out, "Well then, you tribune Aquila, oust me from the government." And for some days afterwards he never promised a favour to any person without this proviso, "If Pontus Aquila will give me leave." To this extraordinary mark of contempt for the Senate he added another affront still more outrageous. For when, after the sacred rites of the Latin festival, he was returning home amidst the immoderate and unusual acclamations of the people, a man in the crowd put a laurel crown, encircled with a white fillet, on one of his statues, upon which the tribunes of the people, Epidius Marallus and Cyzicius Flavus, ordered the fillet to be removed from the crown, and the man to be taken to prison. Caesar, being much concerned either that the idea of royalty had been suggested to so little purpose, or, as was said, that he was thus deprived of the merit of refusing it, reprimanded the tribunes very severely, and dismissed them from their office. From that day forward he was never able to wipe off the scandal of affecting the name of king, although he replied to the populace when they saluted him by that title, "I am Caesar, and no king." And at the feast of the Lupercalia, when the consul Antony placed a crown upon his head in the rostra several times, he as often put it away, and sent it to the Capitol for Jupiter the best and the greatest. A report was very current that he had a design of withdrawing to Alexandria or Ilium, whither he proposed to transfer the imperial power, to drain Italy by new levies, and to leave the government of the city to be administered by his friends. To this report it was added that in the next meeting of the Senate, Lucius Cotta, one of the 15, would make a motion that as there was in the Sibylline books a prophecy that the Parthians would never be subdued but by a king, Caesar should have that title conferred upon him. End of Julius Caesar, Part 4. Recording by Graham Redman.